Happy Friday, Warriors. A lot of interactions this week with the daily motivations. I loved seeing some of the responses, how it met you in your season of life, and just chatting back and forth about some of these things that we're learning. And the first write up early in the week was convictions versus emotions. And that convictions need to be stronger than our emotions because our emotions will lie to us. And convictions are what need to be driving us. And I know a few weeks ago, I have a morning routine and I stayed up late and I wasn't feeling that great. And in the morning, when the alarm went off to start the week, I let emotions kick in. And I decided that I wasn't going to start my morning routine. Well, that entire morning did not go great. I was foggy. I wasn't in the great headspace, wasn't able to be highly functional in meetings. And it took until the afternoon to get the wheel spinning. And then saw this quote from Tim Tebow, and I'm like, man, that's exactly what I'm walking through. I let emotions win. So like my convictions are, this is just what we do, and I do this so I could show up to be my best self. And that your convictions could be your purpose, your character, your identity, things like that. And so when emotions do hit, you default back to your convictions, not your emotions. So in this season of life, are you letting your emotions win or your convictions win with your daily decisions? And then the next one was fun to go through with also a little bit of testimony with a friendship quiz. And the challenge was to write down a list of people that give you praises. And typically there's a pretty big list there for most people. And then a list of people that have given wise counsel. And then people that have showed up during a crisis. And then the last one, people that maybe lovingly warned you against something that you were stepping out of bounds for, you shouldn't be doing. And I feel like that list has a progression. Like, it's really hard to start with just warning people or criticizing people when you don't know their heart, you don't know their season of life, you don't know your situation. It's almost like you got to earn that right as a friend or a mentor or a colleague to lovingly warn, or it's not going to be perceived as that because it's probably not coming from a place of love. So who are those people in your life? And when you ask yourself those 4 questions, are you showing up on other people's lists all the way down that progression? And I know I had a bit of a health scare about a month or so ago, and I was trying after the scare to kind of go with the wing it method and it'll just go away. And I had folks in my inner circle that was in the lovingly warning and guiding category that were nudging me and saying, like, winging it's not enough, you need to do something. And I think they all know how stubborn I am, so they dug in and made sure I took next steps, and I took those next steps, and it did alleviate a lot of stress in the situation. So those inner circle folks that are lovingly guiding you and warning you, make sure you heed their advice. Then the last one was a quote that I saw on social media a few weeks ago, and it was, an athlete won't judge you for working out, a millionaire won't judge you for starting a business, a musician won't judge you for trying to sing a song. It's always people going nowhere that have something to say. And this reminded me a lot of the man in the arena. So people that are walking in it with you or have already been there. Like if somebody was to want to write a book or start a business, like I'd be cheering for them and asking questions and asking what the motivation and the purpose behind them are, but definitely not rooting against them. And so we have a prove them wrong mentality around here. It's written on our whiteboard, and sometimes I don't even know who M are. It's just we're gonna play with conviction. We're gonna play with a chip on our shoulder, and we're gonna give it all we got to get to the purpose we're trying to fulfill. And so let's say haters, naysayers that want to take a seat of judgment that are sitting in the stands, use that as a motivator to work harder. Use that as a conviction, and don't let the emotion of that prevent you from taking that next step to your convictions, to your purpose, and prove them wrong. Finish strong, and we will hear from Mr. Jim Parker next week.